And hello everyone, I'm back, and what feels yet again like forever since I have done a career mode on F1 2017. Well, let's go ahead and jump into it. So, kind of the big news that, yeah, I'll catch you later, Julian. The big news that we had after the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, even though it was a pretty terrible race for us, we did get promoted to first driver at Williams. Not really surprisingly, with 91 points. 91 points compared to Felipe's 28. So, yeah, that's pretty awesome, and hopefully that'll provide a boost for us, get some more points, and you never know, get some sponsor bonuses and things like that, and going forward, and we can really advance our R&D. So yeah, we're just loading into Azerbaijan, so just got to go through all the stuff again. I'll probably check the. This actually gives me an opportunity to check the check our R&D and kind of see where we're at. I believe we were looking at doing either an aero or a chassis upgrade. I want to say. I wonder if we'll get the cutscene again of getting promoted to first driver. No, guess not. So yeah, we're still marginally beating Ricardo in the driver rivalry, so that's the main thing. Kind of the main objective now that we've been promoted to first driver is just to see if we can beat Danny Rick over the course of the next couple of races. Alright, let's take a look at our R&D tree. So we have 881 points. I believe we also just got a pit stop upgrade as well. So that should, marginally improve our pit stops, which is definitely not a bad thing. Ever since Williams had their debacle at Spa a couple of years ago. Putting the wrong tire on what do they have, like 3 mediums and 1 soft on Bottas's car? I can't even remember, but yeah. I'm guessing Frank wasn't happy after that, so they got their crap together. So yeah, I mean, I think probably the best thing for us to do is probably improve the efficiency of the chassis factory, and that'll just decrease the amount of resource points that we're going to need going forward to produce the parts. So I think our goal here, I think I'm going to go ahead and buy the first efficiency upgrade, and then that should drop our price for the 10%. So it'll drop it, I think, to 900 points for the future. So let's go ahead and buy that. Let's see how much it is. Yeah, 900 points. For all the future, well, what were 1,000 point upgrades are now just 900. So that should make things a little bit easier to attain, and I think with me being first driver now, I get more points or something, so should make life a bit easier in terms of actually getting the resource points now. Let's check out our power unit and everything. So I think we've done 2 races so far on this. Yeah, so I think we're still looking okay. 36% wear. Austria, sort of high altitude, so I don't, kind of high downforce, pretty high speed corners. I think we should be okay on the engine front. Let's see, what is our internal combustion is at? I don't know though. It is at 40% or 47%, so I might actually have to look at changing that before. We might have to look at actually changing that maybe before qualifying. Let us see. So we've completed, I guess, 4 out of 6 races on this gearbox, and we're at 50%. So we'll keep the gearbox on for this weekend. We should be okay. But yeah, let's go ahead and advance to the next weekend, and let's see what the Austrian Grand Prix should bring us. Alright, so plenty of ultra softs here. I'd imagine that with ultra soft, super soft, and the soft, it probably should be a fairly straightforward race. I would say either a ultra super strategy if it's a dry race, and then either that or maybe ultra to soft and do a one stop. Yeah, I think we're just gonna stick with the power unit as it is. Let's go ahead and put the energy store, just the older energy store, back in along with the control electronics, just to not get too much wear on the third elements. Don't know if we'll have to take the fourth engine or not before the race. Might be a wise thing to do, but let's see if we can actually get through the practice programs and everything without having to change any of the major components of the car. So there's our results so far through the season. So we got 4 podiums so far, 2/3, a second, and the win at Canada. For the most part, we've been fairly consistent. Just some major mistakes at Monaco and in Baku kept us from scoring a lot of points there. And then Spain, I was driving around rather idiotically on an old power unit and was getting passed by Renaults, and even like McLaren Honda was pretty much on pace with us down the straights. So that was a big mistake there on my part. But yeah, we're not going to let that happen again, which is the reason why I don't want to be running a worn engine anytime in the future.
Good morning, welcome to the Red Bull Ring. Let's join the action trackside as the cars are about to appear for today's practice session. Now then, Anthony Davidson,
wonder if we'll get Marcus Ericsson yet again. I guess congratulations to him. As much as I don't think the fan base wanted to see Ericsson doing another season in F1. Oh, farewell, Pascal.
I wouldn't say exciting necessarily, but certainly interesting races. There have been a lot more questions.
It's kind of a shame for him, really.
Someone stay out on this set, or they have to pace to catch another car.
Really think he could be a decent driver.
Things like that.
Is that Ericsson? I'm guessing it is. Yeah, it is.
Cars,
I wonder if he like paid Codemasters a couple of millions of dollars or something in order to like be in almost every cutscene on this game. I don't know what it is. I've only had like a couple where Ericsson hasn't been in the cutscenes and the driver intros. All right. So practice 1, weather-wise, at least in the next 10 minutes, it's okay. Just overcast. P2, a lot of rain happening about 20 minutes into the session. P3 looks like it's dry. Quali is dry. Oh my god! And then, what do you know? The race is going to be a torrential downpour by the end. Well then. I guess that means we need to do the best job we can through the practice programs here and get a good quality position. So yeah, I think practice 1 should, I mean I'm hoping it'll stay dry for most of it. So let's see if we can get, if we can't get all the programs done here, we also have, I think, a dry practice 3 that we can get everything done in. So I haven't done too many laps around this circuit on this game, but I'm sure it won't take too long to acclimatize everything. Hopefully my wheel and everything is actually working. I haven't actually gotten on the game today. It's the first time I'm driving. Oh, so I didn't even load a setup. That's interesting. Kind of forgot about that. So yeah, we should be able to do the track acclimatization here without any problem, without a setup. We'll just need to make sure to load one in when we get back to the garage. Can't believe the default front brake bias is like 60%. Seems kind of outrageous. Car actually doesn't feel too bad on on default setup. Just a little bit understeery, as you could imagine. Really? Validated lap time. I see how it is, Codemasters. So I'm not sure if that's actually what prevented me from getting getting the purple there, but we will try again. So I definitely have to thank Microsoft for doing a, I think like a fall update for Windows 10, and it like completely screwed like all my audio settings and in OBS and like in game, basically in everything. So I had to do a lot of kind of panic things pretty much right as I started the stream. Realized audio wasn't working. Still 250. Wow, I'm actually kind of surprised that this score is actually, either of those laps were not sufficient. Oh look, it's Mr. Ross. What's going on, man? Yeah, I see a few more people tuning in, so appreciate you guys stopping by. Obviously, if you look at the subscriber count, we're extremely close to getting to 500 subs. I've never had 500 subs before. I was pretty close to getting there before, just not quite. I think I failed to about 450 before I got back on YouTube. So I made about 50 subs in the last, good lord, in the last month and a half, 2 months since I started streaming and playing the game again. Well, let me return to the garage, put a setup on, and then let's try that again, because I do want to get, I do actually want to get the full resource points there. Let's see. Like I said, I hope it stays dry here for the remainder of this session. Got way too many setups. Yeah, I'm hoping that this should work a little bit better. I think I did do a bit of testing on this setup actually about a week or two ago. All right. So if anybody could let me know what exactly number one driver entails on here, if it's just like more resource points exactly, or how much of an upgrade that is. We have AOR Championship leader now, Mr. Temp, who's probably hung over massively right now. It's a good day to you, sir. Just really surprised I'm not able to get more purple gates on this. And even ones that are just in complete flat-out sections, I'm unable to get purple. Alright, well, I don't even know what in the world I'm doing wrong. Good lord. Apart from having no back end, but that's pretty much typical on my career mode videos. I don't know. Let me try a different tire compound. Maybe I'll switch to the if I can switch to a super soft. That should make things easier. At least in my head. But I don't know, it's just really weird how even going through, like on the exit of flat out corners through the middle of the circuit, I'm just getting like green sector splits even though I'm completely flat out. I guess just stay in rich or something and see if that'll work. Oh, there we go, purple right off the bat. That's an improvement. See if I can actually retain it though throughout the rest of the lap. All purple so far. I was a little bit tardy on exit there. I'm actually getting purple through these flat out sections. That should hopefully be enough, please, maybe. Wow, seriously? 5 points short. Not even purple for that first section. Are you kidding me? What in the world is wrong with this game? Don't understand it, Codemasters. Oh my god, seriously. I can't, no, I can't. This is unacceptable. We got like no front end in the car either, just heap loads of understeer. The tires definitely help to do more purple, but I don't know, that's quite discouraging to say the least for the rest of this weekend. Alright, well, screw it. Let's just go into the other ones, see if we can at least earn some more resource points.
There's 4 laps of fuel remaining.
Well, hopefully we don't get screwed here in the last couple of corners. Alright, nice and steady, wins the race, purple, lap 1. Sweet. Alright, Jeff, that one was a bit more reasonable, you complete moron. Thanks for the sub. Didn't quite catch who that was. We're up to 497 now. Awesome stuff. Alright. So, on to our last set of the Super Softs for this session, so we're just burning through the tires like crazy. See if we can get our fuel saving target right off the bat. Sure, there should be fairly easy to save fuel in the middle sector. At least we're gaining time on the straights, it's always a good sign. I don't even know who in the world would ever drive like this. Short shifting at like 10,000 RPM. Outrageous. And crawling across the line like an absolute snail. And we get purple on the first go. So yeah, I guess the, I don't know, I guess that frickin', the first one, the track acclimatization test was just really, quite demanding for some unknown reason. So we've actually already hit the 25 bonus points for the team objectives, so that's good. Don't have to worry about doing multiple race strategy runs or anything like that. Alright, let me actually make some tweaks to the setup here. Just because I don't want to run too much ballast, I think I'm just going to run 7.6 on aero. Just to have a little bit more front end. Alright, so yeah, our engine's down on power. Not a surprise there. So yeah, I think we are just going to go ahead and Kubica. Did they actually announce Kubica? Like, is he properly announced? I know they did the Alfa Romeo Sauber thing. For anybody who didn't, who wasn't here at the beginning, condolences to Pascal Wehrlein's career. I kind of doubt he'll be in a seat next season unless somehow he can swipe that Williams seat out from Kubica's hands, which I think is pretty much a lock that he's going to get it, isn't it? Alright, so let's try to do qualifying pace. We might have to wait until FP3 and put in the new engine and everything before we might be able to actually achieve this one. But we will give it a go. And just tell the engine's down on on power. It's really struggling. Yeah, hopefully that one wing increase on the front wing should hopefully allow us to get through the middle sector a bit easier. And it looks like we're still actually gaining slightly on the delta time down the straights. Or maybe about evening out, I guess. Lock up, bit of a mistake there. Just trying to get a clean exit and not get too much on that outside curb. Oof. Way too far wide. So we're going to lose a little bit of time here coming up to the last corner. The last two corners. And nice extension on the exit of the last corner.
Okay, then that's the end of the program, and
Nice.
plenty of useful data. Return to base when you can so we can go over it.
So managed to get purple on the first run, even with an engine down on power. Sweet. I will take it. Got lucky there at well, at two of those corners actually, not to get any kind of exceeded track limits. I don't think those actually really gained me any time, just because those curbs really do actually slow the car down a lot. Alright, so in a very surprising twist, the only one we have left besides a race strategy is track acclimatization, which I think we'll go back to maybe in FP3 when we do. Let's see. Let's just put on a set of supers. That should be fine. We'll do the race strategy run now. Yeah, I think we'll put a new engine in the car for FP3, and then we'll give that track acclimatization test one more go. Maybe even going on to the Ultra Softs or something, just to see if we can get it, because we were losing purple gates, like even in the straight line, which, like I said, makes no sense at all. Might actually have to run the engine enrich here down the straight just to make up a little bit of time. I think we were able to get a good apex there at turn 2. And yes, it's turn 2, it's not turn 3. I don't care what the actual track map says. I remember that being a big controversy this year going into the race. Alright, so standard fuel mix for a decent portion of the lap and way ahead of the target time. Whew. I broke a bit too late, locked up, went to third, and that over-rotated everything. Big correction, mid-corner, save it. And not as far up this time on this lap, so we'll run rich down this straight. So everybody that is actually in chat right now, how much money do you think Ericsson gave to Alfa Romeo or Ferrari or Sauber or whoever the hell he paid off? How much money do you guys think? Millions? Billions? Crazy amount.
There's 4 laps of fuel remaining.
20 to 30 million. I mean, that would be up there in like Pastor Maldonado territory. I think he was giving Williams like 30 million or something a year. Yeah, I was kind of disappointed in Marchione. Hey, what's up, Failer? I was kind of disappointed in Marchione. I think he apparently said that Charles Leclerc and Giovinazzi were supposed to be like a package deal. So basically, like, if in order to get the Alfa Romeo backing or whatever, then you'd have to take both of them. So I have no idea how in the world Ericsson managed to, like, worm his way or weasel his way into another deal at Sauber. Yeah, money talks. What makes this world go around. Alright. So. Well, yeah, I do agree with the Swedish females looking very nice. Would have been Hitler's true master race there. Oh dear God, what a joke. So in terms of actual times, well, of course I'm the only one who's actually done anything on Ultrasofts. Everybody else on soft and super soft. But P5 and P8, I don't know. That's actually, it's not looking bad for us. Especially since we're down on power. Oh, look, speaking of Marcus Ericsson. P20. What a shame. Alright. Alright, so we were under the lap time by a decent amount. What, 5, 6, 7, 10, something like that. And tire wear wise, more tire wear than normal, but oh well, I really don't care. So yeah, only thing left is track acclimatization. So yeah, like I said, let's just go ahead and accelerate time. Skip to the end of this session, and we'll go to
An interesting practice
we'll go on to practice 3.
Who are Bottas, Raikkonen, and Sebastian Vettel.
And we'll put in a new power unit and everything for the race, because I do not want to drive around here with a power unit that is heavily crippled. Even at Monaco on an old power unit, it actually was really bad. Let's see how many ooh, 6 infraction points. I guess that must have been the times I went off track on some of those laps. Alright, so 410. Unfortunately, that's nowhere near enough. I'm almost tempted to buy this internal combustion upgrade number 2, which would drop us down to, I think, 60% less wear on the engines. Yeah, I'm tempted to do it, but we'll see. We don't have enough points to do anything at the moment. So let's go ahead and proceed to practice 2. Alright, so yeah, it's gonna rain properly in this session. So we'll you know what, before we actually put the new power unit in, which we're going to do in FP3 anyways, let us actually go out on the Ultrasofts for another track acclimatization just to see if we can get this done. We're good on everything else, so it'd be kind of disappointing if track acclimatization is the only thing that we were unable to get. Let's try it once here. If not, we'll try one more time in FP3. So we'll probably have to be fairly quick here. I don't know exactly when the rain was supposed to start. I know at least 20 minutes in it's supposed to be heavy rain. Thanks everybody for tuning in. We are currently not too far away from No, thank you, not Ross. I really wouldn't want that. Might have to go cry in a corner. Alright, so not maximum points through the first sector, but about as good as we could do. Don't know how in the world they expect to get a purple there. Just makes no sense. Is this enough? The rain is already falling as well, and it is enough. Yes. So it's just barely enough in order to get us the in order for us to get maxed out. So that means we have full resource points for Austria. Much better than we can say after Baku. Sweet. So yeah, like I said, rain was already falling. So let's go ahead and end P2. Still got P5 in the end there. Felipe P6. Wow, we might actually be maybe on for a double points finish here. Yeah, Ross, you should just go fetch Martin on Discord or something. He was playing R Factor 2, so I'm not exactly sure what he was doing. I know he's online. Alright, so you do only get 10 points for doing participation in a session. Only 20 more points for the getting the perfect on the track acclimatization, but hey, that's worth it. Alrighty, so I think, let's see here, we got 30 or 44 on MGUK, 49 on MGUH. I think if we put the control, yeah, so let's put energy store back to 3. Don't worry, Temp. We'll be into qualifying here momentarily. Alright, so power unit number 4, fresh power unit. Let's go with a fresh MGUK, MGUH, and also a fresh turbo. So that will be good. Only 8% overall. Gearbox is 56, so we're good on that. Too busy playing PUBG. He was playing RF2 earlier, unless he just like is trolling everybody. Alright, so let's just get our 10 free resource points here. Just go out, do a lap, and then retire from the session. Run this thing in lean just to prevent pretty much any wear at all. I mean, Ross, if you want to just like, I'll send you the logo. If you just want to, Photoshop it yourself and send it back to me. I'll put the America on there. If it really does trigger you that much. Yeah, I love how running wide on the exit of that first corner invalidates your lap time when it just straight up is not going to be faster than staying on the track. As we can clearly tell by Canada track limits, esports on, Canada track limits and Russia track limits, I think Codemasters clearly know what they're doing. So I don't think we should question them whatsoever, guys. So settle down. Alright, let's just do one more lap here and not try to go off the circuit. I don't know if it'll count as a participation. I'm assuming it would, even with a cut lap. But I want to get into qualifying here as soon as we can. But I also don't want to throw away light free resource points. Alright. Let's return to the garage, and then we'll go ahead and end the session, and we'll move on to qualifying. And also, for anybody that missed the weather forecast earlier in the practice session, qualifying will be completely sunny and dry, but the race, dry at the start, then light rain, then heavy rain by the end. So this will be somewhat interesting. Wonder if we'll actually have to switch over to the full wet tire, or maybe we can stick it out on the intermediate for a majority of the race. But yeah, gonna be a lot of understeer through turns 5, 6, 7, 8. So already got a decent amount of understeer in the dry, so I'm sure the rain is just gonna make that even worse. All right, so let's end P3.
Quick look at the classification at the end of the session then. Here are your top three. Vettel,
God, let's see.
Valtteri
Is Marcus
Bottas.
Ericsson faster than me? Oh my god, he is. But yet I'm still faster than both McLaren Hondas. Oh, Fernando. I did the exact same time as Van Dorn there. Oh, wow. RIP McLaren Honda. So do you guys think that Fernando will actually win a race next year? Yes or no in the comments. Maybe, possibly. Or will the Renault be absolute crap? Alright, so 19 points. It's not bad just for going out there and doing a couple laps.
Your qualifying goals came up in the board meeting this morning. Here's what to expect.
Alright, so obviously you got to beat Ricardo. Qualify 9th or higher. I think that's achievable, especially since we have a brand new power unit in the car and it should be dry. Yeah. Thinking maybe we should be able to get 6th or 7th. Stoffel will win. would be even more hilarious as if Fernando is leading the race by like 30 seconds and Stoffel is running in second. And then Fernando's car breaks down. Just be the epitome of Alonso's career. Stoffel gets McLaren Renault's first race. I guess it'd be the first ever race win for McLaren Renault. Hey, we're finally into qualifying, guys. Just 50 minutes into the stream. Nice track acclimatization test, Codemasters. Oh, there's Mr. Bottas again. I wonder if Ericsson will be in yet another cutscene. Oh, there I am. At least my car.
The teams will have arrived with all manner of parts designed to capitalize
Oh,
on
there's
the long
Pascal.
straight. The cars will be that much harder to
Sauber's
drive
got
in
some. I
corners
mean, seriously, they had to have
being
paid
the same
so
boat.
much money to be in all these cutscenes. Wow. So no Marcus.
Don't think you'll have any trouble getting into the next session, so don't push too hard.
All right. Let's take the fuel out. I mean, there's no point. I can do multiple laps even on 5 kilos around here. So let's do Botas. Yeah, let's do the first run. I think we probably should be able to get away running in Rich instead of on Mix 4. No idea how much that really is going to save the engine. Probably like half of 1% or something retarded, but should be able to get away with running in Rich here. A bit too conservative on entry there. I just wanted to make sure I didn't miss the apex entirely. Nice curb on the inside. Alright. Interesting to note that. Didn't invalidate my lap time. Nice one, Codemasters.
Okay, you need to come in before you run out of fuel. Pit within 2 laps.
Need to stop braking on the curbs. Caused me to miss that. Oh wow, and we're like massively behind Perez. Nice track limits at turn 1. Jesus Christ. Hey, what's up, Mr. Roberto, Mr. Bacchus? Alright, we're running Mix 4 here. Apparently, we're gonna need it.
Less than a
God,
fuel now.
just gave away so much time there. Are much better through that final corner. Alright, so still a couple of tenths off of Danny Rick. But yeah, second lap much better. So let's go ahead and fast forward time here. Lewis with a 106.7. Rip us. I'm hoping that Felipe isn't quicker than me. Yeah, so we're still lacking a couple hundredths to Perez. Wow, we're dropping like 0.2 in the first sector. Interestingly, maybe we're just running a bit more downforce. So Felipe 0.6 slower, and only a couple of positions from. Oh, look, Marcus Ericsson, P20. What a surprise. Yeah, I've been doing alright, Packus. Just took a bit of a break from F1 and everything, but doing the career mode stream again today, and yeah, I might start doing a few more during the week next week. And then yeah, obviously we got the league races every Sunday at 8 o'clock UK time, which will be tomorrow from Azerbaijan or Baku. That is going to be kind of crazy because if some of you guys don't know, the 3 finalist podium winners, Brendan Lee, Fabrizio Donoso, and Sven Zerner, those top 3 guys on the podium in the F1 Esports Final at Abu Dhabi are all going to be in the AOR PC Split 1 League at the top from here on out. This weekend, we're not going to actually have everybody in there due to various reasons, that some of which I'm not allowed to divulge the information. But yeah, it's going to be kind of crazy. So not this weekend. We're going to have all 3 of them racing, but we will, and I'm sure that's going to get a crazy amount of publicity. Hopefully for AOR, and we'll hopefully just kind of blow everything up, and we'll get a lot more than just like 20 people watching streams or whatever every Sunday. But yeah, I think that's really cool for AOR to have the top three guys and from the F1 Esports Final that will be participating in the league from here on out. Alright, so we got 2 sets of ultras here. So yeah, obviously we need to be mixed 4 straight away. Should be able to make it into Q3 as long as we do a decent lap here. Probably like a mid 107 should be alright. Wow, really, Codemasters? Unbelievable. I mean, I'm pretty certain my tire was on the line on the exit, and it was not completely outside the limits, but what can you do? You can cut the inside of the corner by about a car width, but you run that millimeter wide, or not even off the track, and nope, can't do it. Lee Mather will not accept it. Nah, I mean PUBG, I like the whole Battle Royale thing, but I don't know. If they were to incorporate a similar thing and maybe I don't know. The game just seems a little bit amateurish in terms of like game development or whatever, and like graphics and everything just look really awful. I don't know. Try to actually get a decent lap together here. And then promptly lock up at the next corner.
You're nearly out of fuel. Almost out of fuel. You need to pit within the next 2 laps.
Of 7.2. That's a decent lap. Don't know if I can get into the 106s or not. Maybe that'll be the goal for Q3. Oh, is it still an alpha? I mean, yeah, that's kind of what that's pretty much what I mean by it. That it just looks like a game that is definitely in an alpha state. So, I don't know. I mean, considering the amount of publicity and everything they're getting from it, they, you know, they should be able to get the game looking a lot more sharp and whatnot, and maybe when it's like actually released as like a proper full product, then maybe I'll get it. Alright. Alright, so we should be good to get through. At least we're actually ahead of Perez this time. Let's go ahead and skip through to the end of quali. And we'll just pray that Felipe can get through. He's about half a second slower than us. And I think it looks like he is going to squeak through in P9. Cool. So like I said before, I actually managed to get two, or both Williams here into Q3. Interestingly, Lewis going onto the super soft tire. Not sure the rain is going to hold off long enough in the race, though, for that strategy to really... I don't know if that'll really that'll work, but yeah, that's good though. So let's see if we can at least get P7 here, which is just kind of like, you know, behind the best of the rest. Alright, so we got that free set of Ultra Softs here for Q3. So we'll be able to do 2 runs. Is it free? Like, seriously, I don't know anything about it. So... Are you talking about Blade offering it to me? I mean, on Steam it would be pretty easy, but... I also may or may not have traded in my Xbox. Oh, nice track limits. Well, gonna have to make another run here. Would have been a 107.1.
We're low on fuel. You'll need to return to the pits within the next couple of laps.
And we've already sacrificing a 10th here in Sector 1. So Fortnite is like the Minecraft version of an actual, I don't know where I was going with that analogy. Like you can run it on a calculator basically.
Less than a lap of fuel now. The tank is empty.
This lap has been terrible so far. Still actually going to go faster, maybe, than... No. Oh, 2000s. 7.1, so we're actually ahead of Verstappen. Not bad, and on our second lap. Yeah, it's a little bit harder, though. Because, Blade here, Mr. 253 miles an hour, was offering to get it on Xbox, and clearly the process for that isn't quite as easy as it is on Steam now, considering I think you can just straight up gift anything to people on Steam nowadays. Alright, so we're going out here in a second for our last run in Q3. Let's see how far up the grid we can get. But yeah, thanks a lot everybody for tuning in. See, we got a decent number of people watching. see if we can do a good lap here and get as high of a grid position as we can get. Bad exit out of the first corner. Not too bad through turn 2 though, made up about another half a tenth. Made up some time there, so looking good so far this lap. Wow, looking really good. A bit sloppy on the last corner. 106.6. All right, I'm a bit happier actually. Not only getting under a 107, but just completely smashing that. All right, should put us in a pretty good spot for the race. All right, so I don't know if we'll actually hold on to P5 here.
So qualifying is complete.
Oh no, we actually did.
Set for an exciting race tomorrow. Your top 3
Sweet, so just under 4/10 off a pole in a Williams on the hardest difficulty. So I'm pretty happy with that lap.
Is the main event. We'll be live and uninterrupted for the Grand Prix tomorrow, so make sure you join us then.
And Felipe miles off the pace. Alright, so what do we get here? Overachieved by 5 positions, so we got a nice 50 points there. So 99 points for the session. And we should pull away, yep, a couple of points from Ricardo in the rivalry. So happy with that one. We're nearing maxed out here on team approval after we already got promoted to first driver. And let's see what Emma has for race expectations.
Just wanted to let you know what the team are hoping for in the race.
Finish 7th or higher, and obviously to beat Danny Rick. So I really don't know how the rain is going to go. I'm just hoping that I can have good pace up until when it rains. And then, you know, maybe the Williams is going to struggle a bit once the rain does start to fall. But if we can have maybe a 5 or 10 second lead over some of the guys behind, mainly Ricardo, in the just for the driver rivalry battle, then that would be good, and maybe I can just hold them off until the end of the race. Alright, well, pretty much nothing left to do now. We'll worry about resource points and whatnot after the race. So I think 35 or 36 lap race here coming up.
Austria. Well then, after an exciting qualifying
really wish I could show all that, but unfortunately FOM would take down my channel.
He starts in pole
so
position,
Ferrari 1-2.
Kimi Räikkönen completes the front row. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Bottas, Hamilton, Williams, and Verstappen, Perez, Ricciardo, Ocon, and Felipe Massa, Hülkenberg, Magnussen, Daniel Kvyat, and Grosjean, Palmer, Sainz, Fernando Alonso, and Pascal Wehrlein. Ericsson and Stoffel van Dorn completes the grid. Now it's almost time to lights out. So
well, Ericsson isn't P20 because because my, McLaren Honda has a grid penalty. Surprise, surprise.
Let's try not to lose it.
Alright, so based on the weather there that you can see at the top, looks like we're going to get rain probably about 10 minutes into the race. So we'll probably have to switch over to intermediates, and then like 2 stints or 2 stages of heavy rain at the end. So either we're going to have to try to stick it out on the intermediates, or possibly jump on to the wet tires. I don't have Parc Fermé on just because there's bugs on this game where the setup sometimes doesn't load. But yeah, I'm not going to change the setup just to try to gain any kind of advantage there. So I don't know why in the world like they're looking at doing a 2 or 3 stop here. Clearly a 1 stop is always the way to go in a dry race, but we're not going to have to worry about that today because we have very much a wet race in store. So let's go into here just to make sure that doing that kind of makes sure I have force feedback, and let's get this thing going. And Bottas, terrible start. P3 on the grid. And Hamilton hitting me off the track. Awesome. So we're up into P3. Looks like Lewis is dropping back. We got Verstappen dive bombing like 3 wide or something down the inside into turn 2. And unfortunately, the Ferraris are probably going to set sail here. Perez has worked himself into P4, so he could actually be a nice buffer, a nice roadblock for us. But looks like Danny Rick Bottas, good lord, and Perez again back into P4. What in the hell is going on behind me? That they're running 3 wide all the way through the first sector, or the second sector. But yeah, it looks like Valtteri has gotten back into P4. So no idea actually why in the world they gave me like +3 laps of fuel. I really don't want to be running in rich all the time, as it looks like Kimi is going to go for a move up the inside of Seb into the hairpin. We already have a 2-second gap here back to Valtteri. I think Kimi's OPAI is absolutely going to not only just overtake Seb there straight away on lap 2, but I think he's probably just going to pull away from everybody like a second a lap. I think somebody at Codemasters that programs the AI, a little bit much of a fan of the Iceman. That's fair enough. It's good to see Ferrari actually winning races in the career mode, not just Mercedes. So yeah, we're actually, unfortunately, going to have to run this in rich because
Okay, entering lap 3 now. DRS has been enabled.
we're not really going to want to run rich and burn fuel whenever the rain comes. And it's kind of crazy. There's like not even a cloud in the sky, and that it's probably going to rain in like 10 minutes. But yeah, we're gonna need to make sure we don't have too much excess fuel whenever the rain does come.
We expect to potentially see some rain about 10 to 15 minutes from now.
There we go. There's the call from Jeff. 10 to 15 minutes. But yeah, I'm thinking that Perez is probably still in P5. He's probably holding up Hamilton and definitely the Red Bulls. So obviously we just have no pace to be able to keep up with the cars around us. So Valtteri is going to be in prime position here, I think, to make a move maybe down into turn 3 or turn 4. We got maybe a decent enough exit there to fend off the attack for the moment. It looks like we got some kind of a collision maybe at the hairpin back behind us. Not exactly sure where Felipe is. He's probably around, looks like he might be around where he started at, back into the points, P10. Oh yeah, these tires already have a decent amount of wear on them. At least the wear is kind of equal. A little bit more on the rears so far. Looks like we have somebody maybe off the pace back in Sector 2. Safety car is on, so any kind of signs is out. Like he pulled off and retired there just before the pit entrance. Looks like we actually do get really good exits compared to the AI out of the hairpin. So long as our tires stay together a little bit, then actually see the clouds really starting to form in now. Not sure if we can make these. Really not sure if we'll be able to make these tires last. That's kind of the big, question mark until the rain actually comes down. There's some debris offline there at the penultimate corner. As you see the Kimi Räikkönen AI just flying away from Vettel in front. Really does make me question who the hell programs this game. He's already pulled like 2 or 3 seconds on him. Yeah, I think our goal, at least until it rains, is to see if we can keep Valtteri behind us. Looks like whoever got into P5 is, I believe, closing up on us right now. Maybe that is Hamilton on his super soft tires. Just have a ton of understeer through this middle sector. Kimi's AI is just absolutely flying away. Caught a little bit too much of the curb there right on the exit. Kicked out the back end more than it should have.
Okay, some information on Bottas. They're slowing down. It seems like there's some kind of problem with their car.
Oh, and Jeff pulls out the EA script. And apparently, Mr. Valtteri has a problem with his car. So I wonder if it's actually going to be a terminal issue. Because I think something popped up during Canada that Kimi had an issue with his car, and then it ended up slowing him down, but then it didn't actually cause him to... didn't actually end up causing him to DNF out of the race. But he has dropped off a bit. He's a couple seconds behind now. 1.4, he's nowhere near us like he was just a lap ago. We're actually not really losing that much time to Seb in front. Yeah, already lost another 3/10 in that first sector, and I didn't really have that good of a turn one, so he's definitely got a pretty serious problem affecting his pace at the moment. Appreciate the sub. Wonder if that'll put us up to 498.
You need to pit in this lap.
No, Jeff, I'm not going to pit in this lap. Alright, yeah, it's getting like really, really overcast now. The lighting has completely changed. We're just going to stay out on these tires, I think, as long as we can. The leaders still haven't pitted yet. We're just going to run in standard. Ah. So yeah, actually that was Danny Rick that was catching up to us, that was in P5. We're losing touch a little bit with Seb now because we're not running in Mix 3 down any of the straights. Rear tires are really starting to fall off.
5 minutes until rainfall expected. 5 minutes until rain.
Alright, well I'm gonna just have to pray that this rain is exactly the way it happened in the Canada AOR race for me. And by that I mean that like whenever it starts raining it switches to intermediates within a lap or two. Because I'll be able to squeak these tires out for another 3 or 4 laps, but really don't want to risk a puncture. So Felipe is in the pits. I really hope the AI is actually smart enough to go onto another set of Ultrasofts. At least for their sake. For me, I hope they went onto a set of softs or something, and even though the rain is supposed to come in 5 minutes. Yeah, these tires are really starting to feel secondhand now. Ricardo is catching us quite a lot now. I've already dropped nearly 11.5 seconds behind Kimmy. He's pulling away over a second a lap. Well, it looks like we have more drama at the pit entrance. So, don't know if that's going to cause a safety car or anything. If it does, that's really going to shake up the race. Oh, Lord. I appreciate the sub, Portis. I guess now we're maybe up to 498, but really close to that 500 mark now. Oh man, the left rear tire is just completely gone. Kimmy is still stretching out, second a lap. I need to pit for hypersofts. Can you send me a set of those from the future or something? Just call Doc and Marty. Maybe they can come back in the DeLorean or something and deliver a set of the 2018 hypers. Alright, so maybe that was a bit of karma for kind of taking the piss out of Lewis for going on the super softs. Even though he did get trapped kind of lower down after the first lap or two. It looks like Danny Rick is going to come into the pits. I'm just going to risk this. Let's see what happens.
Last lap for our pit window. Vehicle is looking really good. You're managing it well.
Yeah, like I said, if the rain
There's a viable
if the
strategy
rain
change
doesn't happen
to us. Would you like to
like
keep
now,
to
I think I'm just going to have to pit.
driving you on?
Again, hindsight, probably should have pitted a few laps ago. There's just nothing left in these tires at all.
Okay, remember to pit this lap.
Kimmy has made up nearly an entire pit stop on me. That's crazy. A little bit wide there. Yeah, we're just gonna have to pit. I don't want to risk a puncture.
Exit now.
Alright, so these have 9%. I'm sure we'll be fine. I don't think the rain has actually started yet.
Up to speed now. Let's get some heat into those tires.
Alright, so Ricardo looks like he jumped us through the stops. But yeah, AI being completely oblivious to the fact that there's clouds moving in and the rain is coming, and they go onto a set of softs for like no reason at all. Magnussen behind on a set of ultras. I wonder if he just hasn't stopped yet. Yeah, so we need to try to close down these guys ahead. Should be able to on our somewhat new ultra softs. Actually kind of have to get reacclimated to this faster than I kind of wanted to. There's so much more grip now. Alright, so we're back up into P4. And there are the raindrops. So yeah, unfortunately that's all happened a little bit too late for us to really benefit. Yeah, I don't know exactly how quickly the rain is going to take over, but the raindrops are falling pretty quickly already. Go ahead and get the intermediates queued up here.
Safety car. Reduce speed immediately and keep a positive delta. Okay, slow down.
I don't know. This is tricky.
Negative, which means you are too fast. Reduce your pace.
I probably should have pitted there to go on inners, because it is actually raining quite a lot. Yeah, Felipe's in the pits. Damn it, I really should have pitted there.
VRAM ending, we're going green. Maintain positive delta until the green flags.
Really should have pitted.
Green flag.
Wow, that rain happens so quickly. Wow, this is crazy. I mean, there is like no grip at all. This is insane. Looks like we have a, is it a Ferrari going slowly?
Okay,
No, I think it's McLaren Honda.
Disable DRS. DRS is now disabled.
It has a puncture, so Van Dorn. Oh god, and I'm following him wide because I have no grip either. Need to get in front of him. Wow, so that, I cannot believe how quickly that rain took over.
Exit now. You'll be racing as you leave the pits.
Yeah, it looks like we, still gonna come out just behind Ricardo, so
Okay, you only have to stop once now.
I have a feeling this is actually gonna transfer over to, Jesus. Hope that didn't actually damage the car. This is probably going to transfer over to the wets, I think, really quickly as well. It's raining really hard.
Damage to the front wing.
Great.
Easy on the car till we get it repaired. We don't want to risk making this worse.
I like barely touched the wall in the pit exit there. Hope that doesn't affect my pace that much. I have a crazy amount of understeer. Don't know if that's because of the damage or just the conditions.
Okay, clear.
Oh, Verstappen out of the race. I'm sure that was probably some kind of unreliability thing. Oh god. So I think this will be kind of my first experience on this game of like when to switch from when to switch from intermediates over to full wets.
Yellow flag.
Yeah, we could have saved a ton of time switching during that virtual safety car. I was just a bit hesitant to do it, and could have definitely got us way out in front of Ricardo. while he is just stretching away out front.
I think we're still on the right tyres for the time being.
So yeah, I think with whatever minor, like super minor damage that I got by just tapping the wall on the pit exit, that was enough to just slow the pace down a bit. So Ricardo's pulling away, and probably just gonna have to be defending in my mirrors here for the rest of the race. Wow, the rain is just belting down right now. So I did a 118 on the last lap. I guess I'm just going to have to keep an eye on what stops people are doing, whether people are in the pits, and then the lap times going forward. If they start really dropping off into the 20s, then that's when I'll need to consider switching on to the full wets.
+1. Faster engine modes are available.
Yes, Jeff, I'm well aware. Just want to have some fuel left at the end of the race if I need to defend from anybody. Still think we're in the 18s, yeah, 18.5 to 18.8. But yeah, just really concentrating now. I just don't want to make any mistakes to let Perez get through, 'cause he's definitely got more pace than me. So the rain is still falling down incredibly heavily.
We're expecting you in around 2 laps, and we'll be putting you on the intermediate tyres.
Jeff? No, I don't think so. Yeah, tire wear is definitely not going to be a problem. Yeah, I guess we should go ahead and get the full wet tires prepped. We'll make sure we'll go onto those next time. Alright, so still doing mid-18s. If I had to guess, I would say maybe about 2 or 3 laps from now, the track conditions will probably start to degrade further. And then maybe somewhere around 27, 28, 29, about 5 laps from now, that's when we'll probably have to consider switching over to the heavies, the full wet. So at least we're doing consistent lap times. So interestingly, Perez and... Wow, so they've come in and gone onto another set of intermediates? That is very strange. Alright, well, if Ricardo's AI ends up doing the same thing here, then it could be on for a podium. Because that is really, really stupid. It's like Felipe is pitting for another set of enters as well. I mean, mine will definitely be able to go another 10 laps. I mean, sure, Ricardo will probably be mega fast if he does pit for another set of enters, because he's even on equivalent enters, I think he's still about 0.7 to a second a lap faster.
Situation is an interesting one, but I think the right call is to stick with what we've got right now.
Alright. So Jeff is talking about the tire situation, and the rain intensity is like even higher now. Just raining cats and dogs. So Ricardo did pit for another set of intermediates. Guessing Raikkonen did as well, since he's back into P2. God, I can't even imagine how far Raikkonen was ahead. He was probably like 40 seconds ahead of me, or 50 before that pit stop. I'll just kind of keep an idea of what the kind of keep an idea of what the guys are doing in terms of if I see anybody on wet tires, if I lap them, or whether or not the leaders pit again. Because I just don't want to make that extra pit stop like the AI have idiotically just did. Oof. Yeah, track conditions are really getting worse now. And falling off into the 19s. Ricardo's 11 seconds behind.
Till we see this heavy rain ease up into light rain.
So he's saying for at least another 15 minutes it's going to rain heavily. So Vettel also made another pit stop.
Keep an eye on your distance to the speed limit line as you approach, and make sure you don't speed.
No, I mean the lap times have fallen off about a second. But the full wet conditions would be a lot slower than that. Maybe even like 22s, 23s or something. So the track is going to have to fade away a bit more still.
We're a +1 lap of extra fuel. Fuel target.
Oh, Jolie and Palmer out of the race. And out of F1.
Caution.
Rip.
Green flag.
Alright, I don't think the leaders have pitted yet. Looks like Ericsson is pitting though.
We're considering switching to an alternate strategy. Do you want to change or stick to plan A?
So yeah, we're falling off into the 20s now. I don't think it's too far away. I'm switching over to full wets. Ricardo is catching us somewhat quickly, but I don't think he'll get us before the end of the race if neither of us pit.
Okay, I think it's about time for the full wets, don't you? Some of those puddles are getting a bit deep.
Alright, well Jeff is making the call to go into wets, so let's do it. And Rip still trying to stay within the lines and I can't do it. Well. Alright, so Ricardo is staying out. But I think this is maybe a lap or two, too early, but I don't think it's a bad call.
Pit strategy complete. See these tires through to the end now.
So yeah, hopefully Ricardo will pit either this lap or next lap. We might still be on the cards for a podium. Yeah, we're only 8 seconds behind Ricardo. I really hope he can't just stay out for the rest of the race here. The track is just absolutely drenched. We took a second out of him there in that middle sector. I guess he might actually just risk it and stay out. That's the way it looks like it's going to be. Not as clean of a lap this time around, unfortunately. So we can see him. That's our target. We got 3 laps to go. See if we can hunt him down. Laps. 3.6 second gap. I don't know. If he doesn't slow down a lot, might not be able to get him. Might end up being like a lap or two too short. We're gonna still try it. Considering how much it's raining, I have no idea how you can possibly still be out there on inners.
10 more minutes of rain. 10 minutes.
I don't know, just not going to be able to catch him, I don't think. Yes, Ross, I'll look at it. Yeah, we were pulling away from Hamilton like crazily. We were pulling away like a second or two a lap, and yet Ricardo's pace on the intermediates was just insane. So yeah, I think we effectively threw away a podium. But yeah, we lost that anyways, just in the bad timing of not making that call to go under the virtual safety car onto the intermediates. Otherwise we would have had the podium, but P4, still not a bad result. Happy with that.
Alright, race over. Take care of the car on the way in.
Yeah, so I guess it was a Ferrari 1-2 then in the end.
Great effort there from Ferrari to take the victory today. So, how exactly did they set themselves apart from the pack today?
Well, they clearly have a car that comes alive in the kind of conditions we were dealing with today. It's a very
So no Mercedes on the podium.
And what that means is that the drivers have confidence to attack. And having that confidence gets you on the power earlier, it lets you brake later, and can
Mr.
put you a long
Torpedo
way
with
up the road.
8th place.
So, here
Not
they
bad
come
for you,
now,
sir.
out onto the podium. Wherever you go,
I like that. It just skips like 5 minutes later on the podium, and then boom, it's not even raining anymore. What the hell?
It's Ferrari on the top step once more.
Ferrari guys looking thrilled as always to be celebrating a
So then,
podium.
it's time to see how
And now it's raining
this
again.
affects the Drivers' Championship.
What the hell? Unless
Of course,
that
the best
podium
weekend
is under
for our
a,
championship leader, and their
unless the whole pit
advantage at the
lane is
top
underneath
been
something.
reduced. Now then,
I don't know.
Anthony Davidson, who
Anyways.
is your driver of the day?
Look at where Roman Grosjean finished compared to where he started. That's a really strong
Oh yeah,
performance.
Grosjean
Driver
from
of the day
14th
has
to
go
7th.
him, I think.
And
Not
here's
bad.
How things are shaping up in the Constructors' Championship. Ferrari extend their lead at the top of the championship. There'll be plenty more twists and turns to come this
All right, so that
season.
pushes us just
And
over
the next
100
to
points,
see just
103.
who will come out
Ricardo
on
only 2
top.
behind. Yeah, we're solidly in there to compete for the top 5 in points this year. Constructor-wise, we are still sitting 4th. That looking good. Where did actually, speaking of that, where did Felipe even finish at today? 12th. Yeah, that's a bit of a shame. Yeah, he made way too many pit stops there, going on to like a second set of intermediates, and which I guess maybe wasn't a bad call, but I think the best call there was probably just to do the rest of the race on the inters, even though the conditions were extremely bad there towards the end. So yeah, that was a pretty interesting race from my point of view. The last half of the race was pretty crazy with the changing conditions. Shame I couldn't run down Ricardo and give you guys a bit of a battle at the end. I think the think the rain just either wasn't quite heavy enough, or yeah, or just I wasn't driving well enough in order to catch him. But yeah, so we're sitting on 692 points. Oh, and here's our first driver bonus. Not a whole lot, just 26 more points. That is actually kind of depressing. I was hoping for more than that. But I guess I'm not going to say no, though, to the points. So yeah, Ricardo just made up a ton of points on us in the rivalry, including faster lap, and yeah, it's a bit unfortunate that we couldn't grab that that third place, because we could have actually gained several points on him today. But yeah, that's honestly, in the Williams, that's pretty much about the best result we can really get. I mean, there's can't really hope for a whole lot more than getting a podium. So we got a 5% bonus. GeForce driver status and complete one race. So I guess maybe we'll get 5% now on top of that. Still not going to give us that much more, but yeah, I'm looking forward to maybe getting that 10% and 15% bonuses later on. Alrighty, so let's take a look at the laptop here and just kind of see where we're at in terms of I think gearbox, we're actually looking pretty poor. Yeah, 66%. 5 out of 6 races completed. I'm kind of tempted to maybe risk that and not end up getting the penalty. What do we have? Silverstone up next. Yeah, I think maybe on the gearbox I'm just going to risk that. Power unit wise, we should be fine. Just to stick with this, I might put a new energy store and control electronics on. Once we get into qualifying in the race for Silverstone, but we should be good for that. But yeah, obviously we're gonna have to take some grid penalties here. Take a hit, maybe at Monza. That might be a good race for us, just because of the straight line speed of this Williams. Maybe just put some nice 1-1 wings on, and put a whole brand new 5th power unit in for that race, and then we'll just be OP as you could possibly imagine, and just freaking pass everybody down the straights. But yeah, let's take a look at the R&D tree. 718 points. I think maybe our best bet, so that we don't have to take maybe a 6th power unit later on, is to go ahead and just develop the engine durability upgrade number 2, and then I think we'll we should be maybe good to hopefully not even have to worry about and the actual engine wear next season from the beginning. Yeah, it still leaves us with 218 points. Still need we need 1,000 points just to get efficiency number 2. So yeah, I'm gonna try to get all these efficiency upgrades as soon as I can, but I also don't want to just completely stop performance of the car. So I think maybe the next thing we'll do now is yeah, one of these upgrades as soon as we get 1,000 points. But yeah, I think that's where I'm gonna wrap it up, guys. So I appreciate you tuning in, and a couple of people that did subscribe. Julian, Saka Daryl, and Cordis. I appreciate it. So yeah, we're a few steps closer to getting to 500 subs. So I would appreciate you guys. If anyone out there still listening that hasn't subbed yet, would appreciate you doing that. And if you could like the stream as well, I would really appreciate that too. Spread the word about the streams. Tune in tomorrow at 8 p.m. UK time for what will be probably a pretty eventful league race, AOR league race. We got the top, well, not all 3 of them, but the top 3 guys from the F1 Esports final are now in the league, and they will be racing, I think, from probably Silverstone onwards, against me, Temp, Formula Danny, Topa, Aerox, Failer. Just the grid is going to be absolutely crazy. It's a shame that we don't have a couple other guys, Ycoms, who had to pull out because of the game being absolute crap, and constantly screen freezing, which still happens to me occasionally, just not too often. Yeah, so it's a shame we don't have him. as well as Tyranno Tigger, but I think he might actually be in permanent retirement state at this point. But yeah, the league is going to be crazy, so if you guys would tune in tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. UK time, yeah, it's probably going to be pretty crazy race around Azerbaijan. So until then, we'll catch you guys later. Take care.